Okay, look, before Etta James, Aretha Franklin, and Tina Turner, there was Ruth Brown, the legendary rhythm and blues singer. Well, the DCPA's newest show, Rockin' and Rollin' with Miss Rhythm, the story of R&B legend Ruth Brown, is a concert performance in the style of the renowned rhythm and blues singer, starring Cheryl McCallum and featuring David Nels. And guess what? They're both with us here this morning. How are you?
We are good.
Doing great, doing great.
I'm excited to talk to you about this because this happened in such an incredible way throughout the pandemic. Things were hard, especially on artists. Right. Through that, though, a great idea emerged, which is this, the creation. How did it start?
Well, Cheryl and I, before the pandemic, were working on a show at the Cherry Creek Theater, and backstage, I just mentioned Ruth Brown to Cheryl. I was like, have you ever listened to that music?
Yeah, yeah, and so it was like, yes, of course I know Ruth Brown. Yeah. But then as we started to talk about, David had already written out this show, this outline, because he actually saw her perform live. So he had an outline of the show. Right. And so, in just going back and forth and talking about it, just did some rewrites and changed some things up. And we did the show.
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
Well, there was a lot of creativity flowing during the pandemic too, though.
And we had the time to do it, which is a negative and a positive.
Yeah.
Right.
Did the show at Miners Alley, and they were so awesome to try to keep content, you know, for their subscribers, for audience members. So it was all done virtually.
Yeah. And we were allowed 15 live audience members in their theater. So we did have some live audience, and which was, you know, great to feed off of for this show because it's a very relaxed show. It's a very fun show, and to get the feedback from the crowds after the crowds of 15 people.
50 people, that's huge though.
It was, during that time, it was huge. And we got to do it twice during that time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh. So let's talk about Ruth Brown. For people who may know who she is, and then there's people who may not, she was an incredible human being, artist. Tell me more about her.
Oh my gosh. Ruth Brown had this legendary career that she started recording in 1949, but then had a whole career before that, just as an artist, you know, a singer back in her day, going from black USO clubs, segregated concert halls, not even concert halls, they just called them dance halls.
Dance halls,
you know, singing there, and then was this incredible artist for Atlantic Records.
Okay.
And now people know Atlantic Records as a house that Ruth Brown built, because she had all this incredible music in the 50s that just helped put Atlantic on the map.
Yeah, you just brought Ruth Brown back into my collection.
Yeah.
So, David, let's talk about the show because it's opening this weekend.
Correct, on Friday.
This is something everyone should see. What can audiences expect when they come?
Well, you'll expect to learn a lot about Ruth Brown, clearly.
Right.
Because we go right from her birth until her death in 2006. And you learn about her music because we really delve into the older music, the music from the 40s and 50s. And then we get to revisit some of her later stuff when she was on Broadway in the 1980s, and she won a Tony Award and worked with Bonnie Raitt. So you get to see a big spectrum of really fun music.
I just love that you highlight her entire life.
Oh, yeah.
It's so interesting how one thing leads to another, then another, and the whole journey is just so interesting. Okay, well, the both of you are beloved in the theater community. That is no doubt about that. New to the Garner Galleria Theater. What makes you both excited about bringing your show to the DCPA?
I feel it's the perfect spot for it, especially in the Galleria. It's intimate, it's like a club setting, which feels like La Jazz Bar where you saw her. So even though she played these wonderful big concert halls, she would also play the smaller venues. And it just feels like you're in a club, a little cabaret.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so it's a very intimate setting. And just to have the backing of the Garner Galleria and DCPA behind this project that started, you know, with David, and then, you know, moved through Miners Alley, and now we get to, you know, experience it at DCPA.
That's incredible.
Fabulous.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming in this morning. We're excited about the show, and I'm going to give everyone some info how to find this. Okay, everyone, get tickets and find upcoming shows online at denvercenter.org. And right now, we have a pair of tickets to give away for opening night. It's June 3rd. Okay, you're going to email R&B to mycoco@9news.com. Winners will be selected at random and contacted later on today. Good luck, everyone.